Welcome to Dwyer Field, home of the Big Green. We've got regional playoff action for you tonight. Number 6 seed West Clermont Wolves will take on host number 3 seed Mason Comets. Josh Semshot alongside me, Chris Zimmerman, will be joining you in the booth in just Welcome to Dwyer Field, home of the Big Green. We've got regional playoff action for you tonight. Number 6 seed West Clermont Wolves will take on host number 3 seed Mason Comets. Josh Semshot alongside me, Chris Zimmerman, will be joining you in the booth in just a few minutes. Chris, we're going to see some old school football on showcase tonight, and a lot of guys out of the backs for both teams.
Absolutely. And when you think of Ohio playoff football, you usually think of a couple of teams. You think of Coleraine, St. X, Elder. And then we have the West Clermont Wolves, which you don't recognize that, okay, it's a brand new team. This team is in their first year of existence. Now, it's the combination of two high schools, and then the Amelia Barons, the Glen SC Trojan. Those two teams came together in their first year of existence, and they have had great success. They've come together as a team. They got the 6th seed in the playoffs, and are looking good. They run that old school, like you said, that wing T offense, that offense that has been around forever, but yet works so well. So we're looking for a lot of running tonight in the game.
Yep, for Mason, it'll be Matt Sora out of the backfield. He's got about 100 yards per game, averaging about 7 a carry. They'll do some damage to the West Clermont offense tonight. Quarterback Will Adams, the senior, got a little banged up last week in a running play, had to leave the game for a little bit. He is expected to play tonight. If we don't see him, if anything happens, it'll be Jacob Harris that gets the ball for him tonight.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, West Clermont's going to be running that wing T. So it's not a featured back. It is multiple backs and the quarterback that is going to be running the football. You get those plays that, they're way going the other way. You're going to see double handoffs. You're going to see end arounds. You're going to see pitches. You're going to see the whole gamut of running the football tonight. And West Clermont does it, and they do it very well.
Yeah, we were watching. We covered them last week, and they run that really old school, the Statue of Liberty fake pitch, the double handoffs, the double pitches, the end arounds, double passes.
Yep.
So they've got 3 guys in the top 10 of the ECC for rushing yards. Mayhem, Can, Kilgore, and then their quarterback Steinker can do it too. So it'll be a lot of weapons for them on offense tonight for the West Clermont Wolves.
Yeah, when you look at Mason, they don't have that kind of fancy offense, but they got 2 guys who can get the job done.
Yep, Sora's going to pound it up for the middle for them, but then it'll be for the defenses tonight, and the trenches will be up to them tonight. I know on West Clermont and Mason, they've got very similar offenses, Chris.
Right. And when you look at the defense for both these teams, it's kind of funny. They look alike. They run that 4-5-2 look, and it's because the same put in that 4-5-2 look. Coach Donnie Wilson was a coach here at Mason, and then when they did the combination of the 2 schools, he went back to his home school where he used to coach for Glen Estee. Now he's the coach for the West Clermont Wolves, and he put the same exact defense in. So you're going to see the same looks on defense. They're running the exact same thing. So it'll be interesting to see. One thing Coach Wilson likes in his defense is I asked him this. I said, what would you describe the defense as? And he says, this defense, it's salty. We run to the ball. We get after the running backs. So you've got 2 teams who love to run the ball, and then you've got 2 teams who love to fly to the ball.
And they love to force the turnovers on both sides. West Clermont and Mason, huge turnover ratios for them in the regular season. Also, West Clermont, we saw some crazy special teams action from them last week. So don't be surprised if you see some crazy play off a punt or a kickoff this week. We're going to head up to the booth, get warm. Temps are dropping here, but the clouds have opened up. We've got a beautiful night for playoff action here at Dwyer Field, Mason, Ohio. You're watching ICRC TV. 6 seed Clermont, 3 seed Mason. We'll be with you in just a second.
Reed airs it out, and it is intercepted again.
He's up off the road. He's got it in wide open down the left sideline. He gets the edge. He stiff arms a couple of tacklers. Look at this. What a hit. That is a great play. He's got a receiver. He's got it deep. Oh, what an interception. One man to beat.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the matchup between the halfbacks tonight. We've got Austin Mayhem, Ryan Tan, Jacob Kilgore, all can run the ball. Matt Sora for the Comets, over 1,000 yards rushing this year. Mayhem's up to under 1,000 yards.
I think one of the big keys we're going to have to really look at is Will Adams. Like you
You're good.
mentioned, the open, Will had an injury last week. Can he come out and throw that football? Is he going to be able to go deep? That is kind of their one play that West Clermont cannot match. They can throw the deep ball and complete and get some big plays. So it'll be interesting to see what Will Adams does here. He can run the ball, we know that, and he can play really good offense. It's going to be interesting to see what he does in the passing game tonight.
West Clermont's Tyler Steinker over on the other end hasn't passed the ball more than 8 times. There were a few games in the regular season where he passed 8 times in a game. So they don't like to pass the ball. That's a strong wing team offense that they go to.
Yeah, there are multiple. They have multiple offensive sets, but they don't have. They like to line up.
So we're about to get set for kickoff. Believe Mason won the toss and deferred. West Clermont will be kicking it off to Mason. Mason headed north. West Clermont headed south. It is a loud Dwyer field. We'll get started with the squib kick, picked up at about the 35 and taken back about the 39-yard line. And the Comets will start with some decent field position. Chris, that's going to be something that we see a lot of on the kickoffs. West Clermont didn't kick downfield at all, was always using the squib last week against Milford in their big win to capture that co-championship in the ECC. Adams out of the shotgun, looking to pass. Complete out to, I believe that was Austin Corey. That was Alec Dardis on the reception. So a second and short now for the Comets. Man in motion. Little jumpy on the line, no flags. They'll give it to Sora. Sora takes it up the middle, pick up the first down and a few more.
We're having issues with Chris, Mike. We're working on fixing it.
So after the Sora run, it'll be first down. Adams looks to the sideline for direction. Hands it off to Sora. Sora looking for a hole, nothing there, and he's going to get shoved back. Maybe a loss of 1 or 2. So the Clermont defense, Max Beckham, Bubba Chambers getting in there on the stop. And I believe they did get 2 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 8 now. Dual shotgun, though. Hand it off to Sora. Sora will take it up the left. Looking for a hole. Gets through. It gets the first down. So Mason is marching with Sora. After a few first downs now, they'll cross in to the Wolves' territory. And they'll have a first down from the 36-yard line. Sora waits for the snap, looking to pass. Heads to the sideline on the out route. He has Austin Corey. The Comets doing a good job of mixing it up, using those cross-outs, and we've got a West Clermont lineman down on the field. And I believe that is Max Beckham. He's going to walk off under his own power.
Might have Chris now.
Yeah, it looks like Gunnar Johnson, one of the linebackers there. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And he's actually a big part of their offense, and also he's one of their kick returners. So definitely don't want him out of the game.
Yeah, that'd be a huge loss for them. He did get up under his own power, so we'll see if he comes back. 2nd and 3 now. Adams takes the snap. Sora up the middle, fighting for it. And it'll be interesting to see where they spot him, but I don't know, Chris, I think he got it.
I think he's got the first down there, and you'll see Mason do this a lot. You'll see them, if it's short yardage, they'll give it to Sorta. What you really want to watch for is that fake, pull back, and then throw.
They did get the first down. So we need another new set now from the 25. Sora again, only for a few yards this time.
You really see what Mason's trying to do here. They're trying to, basically, they just want to say, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run the football. They've run it every play with the exception of one pass so far. They're going to run the football, and they're going to just keep on running it and making West Clermont stop.
Yeah, they had the pass to Dardis and then the pass to Austin Corey. But yeah, we talked about in the pregame it's going to be a battle of the guys in the trenches, so testing that defensive line for the Wolves now. 2nd and 9 now for the Comets, man in motion. And they'll give it to Sora again. Sora tries to bounce it off, and he's dropped for a loss.
That's a great play by the defensive line. Beckham and Chambers in there, and Matt Beach as well, all in on that tackle. Really good push by the defensive line, stopping them there and putting them into 3rd and long.
Matt Beach started it. Joe Wall finished it off. And now a big 3rd and 9 for Adams and the Comets.
Now you might say they are actually in 4-down territory here. This might be too long for a field goal, so they might be just looking to gain 4 or 5 plays, put it into a 4th and short situation.
And we're going to have a timeout called by the Comets.
Now, one of the things that Coach Wilson said, who is the defensive coordinator for West Clermont, he said that Mason is very predictable in their formation. So if they have a pro formation or 2-back set, they usually run out of that. If they go empty, then they usually will pass out of it. He says their formations are very predictable. Trying to do. So he said usually they're going to be able to put in the right personnel when they need it. It's going to be stopping those plays and mainly stopping Matt Sora from getting big chunks on him.
It'll be interesting to see if they run anything special with Sora here. kicker Brooks Curran taking some
Hey,
shots
Chris,
into the
try.
net.
Oop.
So a big 3rd and 9 for the Comets. One to the right of Adams, Sora in the back. They'll fake it to Sora. Adams looking, being pressured, throws deep to the end zone. Almost grabbed. Looking for Corey in the back of the end zone. And a great throw by Adams under pressure there. But it'll bring up a 4th and 9 for the Comets, and they're going to bring out Curran. Curran going to have to put everything into it. Snaps down, kick is up, and it is not going to get there. So Comets march down to the 24 and can't get anything out of it. The Wolves will take over. Now we see that dangerous wing T offense. See if they pass as much as the Comets did on their first drive. Open up from their own 20. Steicher's going to pass it downfield with the man wide open. And just like that, they come out with the first passing play on the dual play action.
And that is Mason Dance on a great catch, great throw. They gave them 2 different pieces of action on that play. A fake handoff on the outside, a fake handoff on the inside. Reared back and threw that football. Great opening play, a little trickery. First down on the Mason side of the field now.
That'll be them tonight. Multiple looks in the backfield. Now a first down in Comet territory. The pitch to Mayhem. Or that was Ryan Can they pitched it to. And we had this trouble last week when we were doing the game. Glenn Olson and I were doing the game, and it's hard to follow who they're going to give it to because they run so many fake pitches and fake offs.
Yeah, it is one of those offenses where they misdirect you constantly on it. Yeah, same look, same formation, but they've got 3 or 4 different options to go with the ball.
Mayhem in motion, dropping back to pass again is Steinker. He's in trouble, backpedals and has to throw it out of bounds. So an interesting look here for the Wolves. It passed 2 out of their first 3 plays.
You know, West Clermont has a lot of what you call hybrid players. That could be a good running back and a good wide receiver or a good slot receiver. So they might be in blocking one play, they might be running the ball one play, and they might be going out for a pass. So they have a lot of players on that team that can do multiple things.
Now after the first big play, it's a big 3rd and 7 from the Comets 30. Handoff and stuffed. Zaid, Hamden, Camden, Wood all in on the play.
Yeah, Kilgore really had nowhere to go on that play. And that's kind of that keep them honest play where you just go straight up the middle. And brings up 4th down. Now they're in the same position that Mason was down the other side of the field. Doesn't look like they're going to go for the field goal.
Oh, it looks like they'll be staying out there and going for it. Watch for a lot of trickery here. 4th and 8, and they're staying on the field. Man in motion out to left. Fake handoff. They give it to Can. That is to Mayhem. He won't get anything except a few yards, and The Wolves turn it over on downs, and Comets will take over. Interesting call there from the Wolves.
Well, that call actually doesn't surprise me at all because they did that same play against Milford a few times last week, and it was very successful. You had that fake pitch with the counter tray action going the other way, and Mahan has actually busted that out more than a few times for big yardage. So that is actually a bread and butter play for West Clermont. Mason, great job of sniffing it out and keeping it for short yardage.
So now it'll be Sora out to the right. He'll try and fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. And he won't get anything in either direction. He'll just take it back to the line. Bring up a 2nd and down for the Comets.
Yeah, the key for the West Clermont defense right now is they have their front four that is there just to take up bodies and take up space, make sure they don't get gashed up the middle on anything. And then you have those 5 linebackers. They might not all be called linebackers, but they've got 3 linebackers and then 3 safeties behind them that all flow to the ball. So keep an eye on that. They are a ball hawking and run to the ball kind of defense.
2nd down now. Adams in the backfield. Short pass out to Sora. Sora's going to rush it up, and he'll get a 1st down. So screen to Sora will pick up 10 yards there and move the chains for the Comets. About 5:20 left to play here in the first quarter. A 1st and down for the Comets. 2 in the backfield with Adams. He's going to keep it himself, and he'll be tackled in the back. And no call there. Thought we were going to see a face mask. So it'll be 2nd and 12 now. Blitz coming from West Clermont. Adams aborts the play and is going to try and run it up the middle, and he'll be stuffed for no gain. And a big 3rd and 12 now. Or he did pick up the loss from the 2nd down, so it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 41. About 4 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Watch your replay here. Adams saw the rush coming pretty quickly and had to abort the play, but not a whole lot of holes on that offensive line. This will be a big 3rd and 10 for the Comets. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 in the backfield. Adams looking to pass, feeling the pressure, rolls out to his left. Going to try and run for the 1st down, and he is stuffed just before he gets to the 50, and that's going to bring up a 4th and about 3. So it'll be a 4th down for the Comets now, and they are in punt formation. Low punt. It's going to take a Mason roll down to about the 20. And it'll be down there in some extracurricular activity after the play. No flags. And the Mason coaching staff is wondering whether that ball was touched. Doesn't seem to be the case, though, and the Wolves will take over from their own 20-yard line. About 2:50 left to play here in the first quarter. Scoreless game so far. Two in the backfield for Steinker. Want to fake the pitch, throw it again downfield and overthrown. Yeah, that's their fourth passing attempt already. Just half of what they usually carry in an entire game, and we still got 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Second down now. Handoff up the middle.
Austin Mayhem was the ball carrier. He was stopped by Jake Bradford.
So it'll be a big 3rd and 8. Comets going to try and get the stop here, and we'll be in some pretty good field position if they succeed defensively here. Stacked in. It'll be a fake, and they'll throw it again. And it's almost picked off on the sideline. It was Tyree Mizzle that almost had the interception. And it's very surprising. They are almost, I would expect if they continue with this type of play that they set a new record for passing attempts. They never pass more than 8. High kick received and immediately dropped for a loss on the return. Now we've got a very late flag.
He was down by Justin Penny. There's a first penalty flag of the game. It is a personal foul against the Comets, 15 yards.
So a personal foul against the Comets is going to drop them back even further. I'm wondering where it was. So 1st and 10 for the Comets now. Looking to pass, and it'll be dropped.
Will Adams' pass was intended for Austin Croy. It was incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Comets. This portion of the game is brought to you by Foreign Exchange South, your premier European import automotive specialist.
So a 2nd and 10 now for the Comets. They're going to give it to Sora. Sora's got a few lanes up the middle, spins a little further for about a 5-yard gain. So a 3rd and 5 now for the Comets. 1 up top, 2 to the bottom. 2 next to Adams in the shotgun. And Adams is going to keep it himself, and he dropped immediately. Gunnar Johnson on the play for the Wolves. And another 4th down for the Comets. as we enter the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Two return men back for the Wolves. Punts off. And won't take too friendly of a bounce, but it was touched. And the Comets are going to recover. This is very interesting. One of the Mason coaches was actually had his arms around the side judge. Oh, and they give it to West Clermont. And the Mason coaches have been upset with the officiating already in the first quarter, and that's got to be a big blow right there. Couldn't tell from that angle if he actually caught it. That was the same angle that we've got from up here in the booth. Very close, but nevertheless, 1st and 10 now for the Wolves from their own 29. Short run by Kilgore there. I think he just got back to the line with that one. Did pick up 1 yard.
Got another look at that punt.
Take another look at that punt return here. Definitely seems, and the reaction from 41 there definitely seems that might have kicked off his leg. No reviews here in high school, and that is it for the first quarter. A scoreless game so far. And yeah, we talked about in the pregame, Chris. You want to see some old school offense and some old school defense. Tonight's your game. That's a very popular West Clermont move right there, lining up 6 in the I formation, breaking them out. We'll have one up top, and they'll sweep it to Can. He's going to be dropped for the loss and loses the ball. And so far for Austin Mayhem, he really hasn't done a whole lot in the game, and that's important for the Comets to shut him down over any of the other rushers. So it will be a long 3rd and 16 from their own 23. No, it is not. Man in motion. Looking to pass again is Steiger, and the screen is dropped by Kilgore. So it'll be a 4th and 16 now, and we will see the punt team for the Wolves come out for the first time tonight. Great return. Low snap on the punt. Barely got it off, and a very good return there. That was Jalen Johnson on the return. And the Comets are going to have very, very good field position here, Chris. One up top, one to the bottom. Tight end in motion. The snap and the handoff to Sora. Sora almost broke it out to the right there until he was tripped up. About a 4 to 5 yard gain. Second and 6 now for the Comets. Another handoff to Sora, who's going to swing it out to the right side. Sora is going to break it up the field, get into the 10 before he's brought down. And a 1st and goal for the Comets. It'll be a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for the Comets. 2 to the bottom. It'll be Sora again up the middle. They'll get to about the 5. And a 2nd and goal now for the Comets.
Second and 5.
So it will be the jumbo package here. Sora behind 3 in the backfield. Adams with the snap, give to Sora. Sora's going to try and work his way up to the goal line, won't quite get there.
Matt Sora was brought down at the 1-yard line by Joey Falcari.
Jumbo pistol there. They're going to use the same thing from the 1-yard line. It's 3rd and goal. Adams will make some adjustments. Receive the snap, the give to Sora. Sora stuffed at the line. They're going to mark him down at the half-yard line. The same formation from the half-yard line. It is 4th and goal, and we'll have a timeout here.
Timeout. West Clermont. Remember where you can find the best barbecue in Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati Barbecue. It's located at the Voice of America Shopping Plaza on Hawks Road. Why not let them cater your next tailgate or any occasion? Hats off and many thanks to everyone at City Barbecue for sponsoring Mason Athletics.
Yeah, they gave it to Sora each time out of that jumbo pistol package, and only brought it down to the half-yard line, and I have to think they'll give it to Sora again.
The winner of this contest will play the winner of the Bowler Colleen game, also taking place tonight.
And the fans are on their feet here at Dwyer Field. Ball at the half-yard line, 4th and goal. Adams takes it himself. Touchdown, Comets.
Wolves keeps it on the quick draw, and the Comets strike first. And here they go with that weird formation that we see for the special teams.
Snap, kick from Curran. Up and straight down the center. Comets strike first, 7-0. 8:28 left in the first half.
Brian Whitney snapped for the Comets. Mason 7. West Clermont nothing.
They've been able to come back quickly on teams. So they definitely play the long game when it comes to that.
Yeah, the Wolves came back last week to capture that share of the ECC title. The Comets, however, they've shut out half of their opponents this season, including last week in the big 36-0 shutout over Lakota East. Be interesting to see how the rest of the half plays out. About 8.5 minutes left. Kick from Curran. Received at about the 5-yard line. Switch fields now. 2 flags come out. 3 flags come out.
Austin Price on the return. Alex Savella made the stop.
Yep. You all right, Chris? We had a clip in there. Yeah, big opportunity for the Comets here. They hold them here and get the ball back with a few minutes left before halftime, go into halftime with the 2-score lead. However, I said that last week, and right after I said that, had a 60-yard run from the Wolves. Up the middle to Austin Mayhem, and he'll get just short of the marker. We'll have a 2nd and a short 2 here. Have a receiver to the bottom. 1 in the backfield. Motions and almost brought down on the backfield is Chase Gambrell. And they like to give it to Gambrell out of the motion there in the backfield. Doesn't pick up a whole lot though. 3rd and 2.
No gain. 3rd down 2.
Third and 2 now. They'll give it to Can, and Can looks like he got the first down. That was Kilgore they gave it to. But Kilgore will move the chains for the Wolves. So 1st and 10 from their own 25 now. And they're going to call a timeout. Down to 1 timeout left for the Wolves now. About 6.5 minutes left to play. Yeah, I mean, it's your first playoff game as a team. It's your school's first. It's not yours, but as these two teams have come together to form one squad here for the West Clermont Wolves, it is their first time as a collective in this situation. But like we said, they've been down before, and they've always answered. And they've got a 1st and 10 here from their own 25. 1 up top, 2 in the backfield for Steinker. Gambrel in motion, and a double pass, double pitch, double pass. Down the field into triple coverage. Obviously, really impressive from Mayhem to get in front of those 3 guys there. Well, and you saw so much tricky ground. You had the double pitch reverse there and the double pass. So after the trickery on 1st down, it'll remain 2nd and 10. Another double pass here, or double handoff, excuse me. This time it'll go to Mayhem from Can. We saw it plenty of times last week against Milford. We'll see plenty more of it here tonight. You might see it again here on a 3rd and 4. One up top again. This time they're going to pass it and into the backfield. Flag out. Zaid Hamden almost had his 6th sack of the year.
I don't think the wide receiver on the far side of the field was set yet when they snapped the ball. I think he was still moving.
So we'll get the Wolves with the illegal shift, and that'll bring up an unfortunate 4th down for them. And they'll bring out the punt squad. Dardis back deep for the Comets. Punt almost blocked. Very high kick. Get a Wolves roll though. We'll mark that down at about the 38.
It's one of those plays you look at and you're like, how did he not block it?
So close.
Right there. Right on top of the That's a good roll, so they're not, Mason's going to start in their own territory.
Yeah, and if you're in the comments here, you've got 5:18 left to play. It'd be great to head into the locker room up by 2 scores. So it'll be 2 up top for the Comets. 2 in the backfield. They give it to Sora. Sora's got a hole and then is stuffed after about a 3-4 yard gain. Bring up 2nd down.
West Clermont only with 1 timeout. The Comets have 2. Second down now. Adams takes the snaps. Give it to Sora again. And Sora will gain about 5 to bring up a 3rd and 2. That only takes 1 slip for Sora. Snap to Adams, give it to Sora again, and he's out to the 50-yard line. A flag comes in from the far side. I think we had so an illegal shift for Mason this time. Sora's long this season is 61 yards. 3rd and 7 for the Comets here. Adams scrambling. Adams is going to take it up the sideline. He's got room. Breaks it up into midfield. More room. Adams gets the first down and plenty more, breaking it into Wolves territory. And a first down for the Comets. Set of downs for the Comets on the Wolves 34. Play action. And Adams is going to have to scramble again. Looking downfield, he'll keep it. And another run for the first down from quarterback, the senior Will Adams. Personal foul on West Clermont. So yeah, with the personal foul penalty, the ball will sit on the 10-yard line and the Comets will have a 1st and goal as the clock ticks under 3 minutes. The Big Green is marching here and will look to go up by 2 scores before halftime. Still 2 timeouts on the board for him. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Sora the rest of the way. Lead 2 there as he picks up a few. West Clermont will get the ball to start the 2nd half. Snap, and it's going to be called dead. It'll be a false start, and the ball is going to come back for the Comets. So it'll head back to the 10-yard line now. 2nd and goal still. Snap to Adams. They'll give it to Sora. Sora's going to break it out to the left. Sora cuts it back inside. Sora stretches And another flag is going to come in as Sora is stopped at the 1 yard line. They're going to get extra yardage there. Face mask is called on the Wolves. Well, first down on the half-yard line. I imagine we'll see Sora here out of that jumbo, but we do have 2 up top. And we're going to have a timeout here. I believe, yeah, this is an official timeout.
Second down and goal for the Comets.
Going to get an explanation here for what that was. All right, so after the official timeout there, handoff snap, give to Sora. Sora is in the end zone. Touchdown, Comets. And that'll be a score for Adams and a score for Sora tonight as the Comets take a 2-touchdown lead here in the first half. Low snap on the kick, and it hits the crossbar for Brooks Curran. And definitely, as we've seen plenty of close games with West Clermont, definitely hope that doesn't come back to haunt the Comets later. Still, we'll go into halftime into the locker room.
Comets 13, Wolves nothing.
Didn't really, yeah, definitely not end over end from Curran. With just about a minute to play, we'll see if West Clermont takes some shots down the field. Comets have 2 timeouts, and the Wolves have 1. Kick from Curran, and a short return as well, tackled at about the 28-yard line. We'll have a minute 9 to work with.
Lorenzo Jones on the return. Caden Newhouse was there, along with Michael Pierce.
Good job of gathering that ball in off the hop and then making sure you're not fumbling it. But that is an effective kick.
Limits the return as well. With a minute 9 left. The Wolves will have a timeout.
Recovering that kick and a very good job of gathering it in and not fumbling.
The Wolves will come out with only 1 to the bottom here. Kilgore in motion. Mayhem in motion now. Sweep outs for not a whole lot of yards there. They'll give him 2.
Mayhem on the carry. Dominic Nigro was there, along with Canadian
that's the special for Mayhem. So if you're shutting down the sweep with Mayhem, you're in good business as a defense. Second down and 7. Double handoff back to Mayhem now. Mayhem looking for a hole and will only get another 2 yards or so.
Mayhem on the carry.
And the Wolves are going to burn their final timeout. No, excuse me, that was Mason. Yeah, third and 6. They can stop him here, use that last timeout. And with that last punt, who knows? Maybe get a block on special teams.
Yeah, exactly. They were very close on that last punt. That's a great point. When you're able to get that kind of penetration, it wasn't the first time that they got that penetration. They've been close on a couple. Last time they were very close. You're very right. They might just sell out, try to do an all-on punt stop.
Long timeout here for the Wolves. We're talking it over.
Two great organizations, the Mason Science Olympiad and the Mason Wrestling Team. By buying a mattress at the 50-annual mattress sale, it's on Sunday, November 12th. Great prices, great quality, and great customer
Again,
service.
only one wide receiver to the bottom, 2 in the backfield. Going to fake the double handoff this time, and that'll be Ryan Can, who stopped well short of the first down, and the Comets do burn their final timeout. Definitely going to need some type of return here, though. Something special off the punt. 15 seconds before halftime, the William Mason High School Marching Band lining up down there on the track. West Clermont's band of Wolves over on the other side. Alec Dardis is back deep. Only one other man in the backfield as they do line up to block this punt here. Going to try and get an extra man off the field here. Almost gets it off. I think they did get a piece of it. And it takes a Mason bounce. That was very, very close, though. I don't know if we saw it on our screen here, but very close. Too many men on the field for the Comets, but I think they did get a piece of that on the punt, though. And
Here comes.
let's see the replay here. It's the sky-high punt. 5 seconds left here, and the Comets are going to take one more shot to the end zone. From the Wolves' 41-yard line, one up top, trips to the bottom. Adams looking deep, chucks it to the end zone, and it's way deep. Nearly takes out our camera guy down there. But as we head into halftime, Mason Comets lead the West Clermont Wolves 13-0. It's the 3 seed over the 6 seed here at Dwyer Field. Stick around on ICRC. ICRC TV. We have some playoff action underway. The Mason Comets, the West Clermont Wolves 13-0 after a touchdown run by QB Will Adams and another short run by the halfback Matt Sora. And we apologize for the first half. We had some technical difficulties up here in the booth, but we are rolling now. Josh Semstrat on the call with you with my partner Chris Zimmerman.
It's been a pretty good game so far. Mason has taken advantage of great field position, also making really good decisions on when to field the ball, and then also, like you were saying, Will Adams making some great decisions on whether to throw the ball or take off and running. West Clermont's going to get the ball to start off the second half, and we'll see if they make any adjustments. 14 points down. Some teams you might think that would, or 13 points down, you might think that might be it for them. West Clermont's been in this position before, so let's see if they can make some adjustments and get some points up on the board early here in the third quarter.
Kick coming from Curran. Chop kick and fielded for a knee at about the 34-35 yard line.
Yeah, that was Gunnar Johnson. Did you see how he fair caught that and then just went right down with it? Really took out any kind of fumble situation on that kick and on that return. So smart play by the Wolves.
So it'll be first down now for the Wolves to start off the second half. One in the backfield for Steinker. He'll hand it off on the motion sweep. That was Ryan Can. And he'll get a few yards, bring us 2nd and 7.
Yeah, you can see West Clermont's still running that same those same plays, but can cut that one back a little bit early again because of the penetration of that defensive line of Mason.
And we'll try and get you some scores here in the third quarter from around the regional bracket. The 1 seed St. X against the 8 seed Fairfield. St. X threw a Hail Mary just like Mason did at the halftime, but succeeded. It's 23-6. St. X over Fairfield at half over there. Kilgore on the short run there, and that'll bring us 3rd and down and about 5 yards for the Wolves.
Defense, Mason's defense still playing very good defense. They're keeping everything in front of them, making sure that they can't break outside. Those front four for Mason doing a great job. Evans, Wood, Hamden, and Miller doing a great job making sure nothing gets out in front of them.
Big 3rd down for the Wolves here. 3rd and 5, man in motion. Steinker with the handoff. Big hole opens up for Ryan Can. He will get close to the marker. Very, very close. I think he's going to be an inch or so short.
Great play there by Jalen Johnson, because we both saw that hole open up very large, and you thought, uh-oh, here he goes. Jalen Johnson came in from that free safety spot, was able to come in, make the very good tackle, and it looks like West Clermont's going to roll the dice here and go on 4th and 1.
Huge 4th down for the West Clermont Wolves. Need to score on this opening drive to tighten up this gap. It'll be 4th and inches from the 44-yard line. 2 in the backfield, 1 at the bottom. Steinker snaps, pitches. It's Kilgore to the right, and Kilgore gets just enough for the first down.
Let's see where they spot this ball. It looks like, yeah, it does look first down, the signal. Chains are moving. Boy, I'll tell you something. The Wolves have to fight for every yard that they are getting right now. It is, it's been very tough sledding. The holes just have not been there, and when they have been there, Mason is so fast on their team defense. They're getting after the ball, and they're able to make tackles without too much gain.
Mason defense making it very tough on this wing T offense. Man in motion. Steinker's going to keep it, roll out, look to pass deep downfield, and just through the hands. And a flag comes out.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be pass interference. Looks like the receiver, when he went up for the ball, he came down, got his hands in the face mask, and it looks like he kind of pulled on that face mask and rolled it around. Terrell Mizzle's face mask, and it looks like that's going to be the call. Let's see what the signal is.
Number 15, the senior wideout, Hayden Cunningham,
Yep,
was the target.
Face mask call. Personal foul. It's going to be 15 yards.
And a killer for the Wolves there as they'll head on back to where they started.
Terrell Mizzle did a great job of covering. He was actually initially beaten on that play. The West Clermont player had a step, but he was able to make up that ground and make sure that that it was an incomplete.
Chris, the Milford Eagles, they're playing their first playoff game in 31 years.
Wow.
They are down at half 7-14 against the number 4 seed Sycamore. It's a number 5 versus the number 4 there.
It's a night of firsts here for Ohio football.
So now a very, very long 2nd and 25 for the Wolves from their own 30. Steinker takes the snap. He's going to roll out again. Steinker under pressure and has to pitch it out. Being chased by Jake Bratcher.
Yeah, again, that defense for Mason, just getting after right now, not giving them any breathing room whatsoever. And Steinker didn't even have a chance. If you look here, when he rolls out, he really does not even have a chance to try to set up to throw this football. He's just running. That's number 50, Jake Brocker, just all over him, not letting him throw. He gets the ball out, but just to throw it away.
Another quick score for you on a Cincinnati Classic. Number 2, Coleraine. Number 7, Moeller. Coleraine at the half, 14-0. So big 3rd and 25 coming from the Wolves. One receiver to the top of your screen. Man in motion. Steinker is going to keep it again, run the screen.
Wow.
And Ryan can't even turn around to make an attempt on the pass.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they were on the same page on that. Can wasn't even looking for the ball. When he turned around, he was like, "What's going on, guys?"
Definitely some miscommunication there between Can and Steinker. And so now that'll be a 4th and 25 for the Wolves.
That 15-yard face mask penalty really, really hurt the Wolves there because it really put them off schedule and put them to a place where they really can't gain those yards back in big chunks.
And the punt's going to be blown dead. We have a flag, and it'll be a false start, and the Wolves will continue to march backwards. And, Chris, we talked about in the first half, they've been down before. They've seen the adversity before, and they've always come back when they've stayed disciplined.
Yeah, I don't know if they've faced a defense like this, though. This defense is one of the best defenses in their conference. They have the 2nd-ranked defense in their conference, and I don't know if they've just seen a defense like this that can get after the ball.
End-over-end punt received, and a nice return coming here all the way up to the 50-yard line and into Wolves territory.
Caden Newhouse there with the return, and what a great pickup there. He got it on one bounce and was able to take the ball and get it upfield. Gives them really good field position to start their first drive of the second half.
So if that Coleraine game continues going the way it is, Chris, we could be seeing the number 3 versus number 2 seed at GMC matchup in the second round of the playoffs if things continue there the way they are, and as well as here at Dwyer Field. And a packed Dwyer Field it is on both sides of the field. I gotta give credit to the West Clermont fans last week and that torrential, freezing downpour. No, I don't think one fan moved from that stadium all game long.
Another personal foul penalty.
A lot of personal fouls on the special teams tonight.
That's a really shame for the Comets. And again, you're talking about coaches wanting to pull their hair out. You get great field position, you get a really good return, and then 15 yards back, and now you're at your own 35-yard line.
First down, they give it to Sora. Sora's going to spin his way through for a few yards. About 4 yards on the play. It's going to be, they'll give him 5, 2nd and 5 from the 40.
Mason comes out, nothing fancy here. We're going to hand it off to Sora, and I wouldn't be surprised if they hand it off to him again. They're just going to start pounding that ball again. They've got a 13-point lead. No need to make any big throws downfield.
Another short run here from Sora.
Yeah, Joe Wall on that tackle for the Wolves. Brings up a 3rd and short period. The Wolves really need to get off the field here. They need a stop so they can get the ball back and try to make some try to get down the field and get some points.
Well, and what's real dangerous, Chris, is the Comets have a tendency to score real big in the second half and really pour it on. They averaged 17 points in the 4th quarter. And if the Wolves defense will stay out there, they'll definitely be fatigued by then. Another handoff to Sora. This time he'll be dropped in the backfield for a 1-yard loss and bring him to 4th down.
Great job by Gunnar Johnson there, who was able to get out, really string that play off towards the sideline, kept him from getting upfield, had him going side to side instead of north and south, and was able to tackle him for, looks like about a yard loss, and now it's a punting situation for the Comets.
So 4th and 3 from the 42. The Wolves will send 2 back to handle the reception. Long snap is off. Low punt. End over end will take a Mason roll down inside the 20-yard line and to just about the 19-18. With 6:47 left to play in the 3rd quarter, Comets lead 13-0.
It's always interesting, those punts now. Is like you see a lot of teams going to that side punt in order to get that ball moving end over end over end, so that when it hits the ground, it just takes off and you get a nice roll.
Get the Poochie roll.
Yeah, so you see a lot of teams doing that. You don't see a lot of those punters who are just sitting back there and booming 65, 70-yard kicks anymore. You see them, just getting those, trying to get that roll and get your special teams down there.
So the 6-back I form, they break out one at the bottom, one in the backfield motion. And that's going to be a short run there from Chase Gambrill.
Gambrill hasn't seen the ball a lot so far in the game, so it looks like they're trying to get some other players involved here.
That's what I'll say that I'm not seeing from them this game that I saw from them last week, is they really, really spread the ball out a lot last week and really stuck to only about 3 or 4 plays most of the time, but a different man each time. 2nd and 9 now for West Clermont. Ball's on their own 20. Pitch out to the right. Only good for a few yards. That'll set them up for a 3rd and manageable here.
I think what the Wolves need right now is just to get a rhythm, get a first down, then work on getting that next first down. They just seem really out of rhythm right now. They don't have that offensive kind of push right now from their offensive line to get them a couple of first downs and get a drive really going.
Steinker takes the snap. It'll be handoff up the middle to, I believe it was Austin Mayhem on the carry. Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's one of those double handoffs again. Dangerous in the middle of that line doing that play. There was all kinds of Mason defensive men right around him when they did that handoff. I'll tell you, they have that scouted well. They do have that play scouted well. They have not been fooled on it.
They have shut it down each and every time. There have been no long runs from the Wolves. 4th and 2 now. Punts off. Deep punt received at about the 32.
Nice cut.
A few good cuts there, and about an 8-yard return.
Yeah, it's Caden Newhouse on that. That was a nice cut inside. Only got another couple, 5 yards or so, but watch right here. He brings it to the right, and just as he sees that defense, he was going to make that cut inside. Gets another 5 yards out of it. Nice play.
So the Comets will march back out from their own 38-yard line for a new series. 2 wide receivers up top. Adams takes the snap, give it to Sora.
Wow.
Sora's got a lane, breaks it outside, and they'll be stopped. About a 5 or 6 yard gain. I thought he was going to break it up.
I really did too. I thought there was a chance for him to break that to the right side and then run to the sideline. He's so smooth when he runs the ball, and you can really tell that Sora can see the field. He can see where those breaks are. He's patient enough, but yet explosive enough to get to get some nice runs.
Sora has over 1,000 yards over the course of the regular season and is averaging just about 7 yards per carry. And he'll take another one here.
First down.
And that'll be for a first down. And yeah, that was a that was a fullback there for the Comets on the run for the first down.
You can't give it to Sora every time, right?
It's got to be another ball carrier. I mean, West Clermont's got 4 or 5 of them. A new set of downs for the Comets here. From about their own 49, they give it to Sora this time again. Sora up the middle. And Sora gets about 7 on the play.
And if you can watch the offensive line of Mason, they are getting such a good push. You saw on that play, it looks like the Wolves are starting to blitz. They're starting to do run blitzes right now, trying to slow down this Mason running attack.
So it'll be a 2nd and short now in the Wolves' territory on the 43-yard line. Adams changing things up at the line. Sora to his left. Adams going to keep it this time and run for the first down. Nice audible at the line there from Adams.
Yeah, I think Adams saw that there was room to move over on that left-hand side and was able to do it. We've got a West Clermont teamed player down on the field right now.
See the replay there. Adams follows back, and yeah, some rough contact there for the West Clermont guys.
Yeah, it looks like he got bent down a little bit and then took a shot from a knee to the helmet, which is the worst thing. You really ring your bell when you get that.
And while we have a moment here, I want to give a shout out to Coach Grice on the Mason side, their freshman team coach, calling it quits and hanging up the coat after 32 years.
Wow.
Was an old teacher of mine, a great educator, a great coach, great man. Congratulations to Coach Grice on a fantastic career here for the Mason Comets.
Can you imagine doing anything for 32 years?
Oh, man. Especially football.
Yeah. And think about how football has changed in those 32 years. When he started coaching, it was probably the wing tee.
Yeah.
It was probably the wing
Yeah.
tee. But think about how much football has changed in those 30 years. Amazing.
Well, especially here at Mason, you get to see, I mean, he's seen the whole evolution of Mason from the small farm town. And the West Clermont guy there, still try and identify him here shortly, but
I think that was I think it was Robbie Ranko. I'm glad he got
up under his own power. 1st and 10 now from the 40-yard line. Give it to Sora. Sora cutting up the side. There goes Sora down the sideline. Matt Sora all the way down to the 15-yard line for the Comets.
What a great burst of speed. He got to that outside and just turned on the jets and ran away from some of the defenders here. You take a look. He gets that sideline here, and then there he goes. finishes the run, getting out of bounds. Great run, and the Comets in business again in the red zone.
So a new set of downs now from the 14-yard line. Another handoff to Sora. Patient block there. Spins and can't quite get out of that. That was a nice patience from him there.
You talk about being able to see the field, and that is a prime example of him being able to see where the hole is, pause just that half second for that hole to open, and then squirt right through. You got to take a look at this. He pauses up and then goes right through the hole. What a great run.
2nd and 1 now. Ball on the 6-yard line. Snap from Adams. Give to Sora again. Sora, touchdown, Comets again. It's Sora.
Another great run from Sora. Patient as always, able to get it right up the middle there. Great block by number 62 on the trap, able to move his defender out of the way. Another 6 points for Mason.
Make it 19-0 for the Big Green. We'll see.
All right, looks like they're going to go for 2 points here.
See if they can pick that missed PAT from the last score. Snap to Adams. Adams going to keep it himself. And a throw just a little wide. And they'll miss the 2 points. Still up by 3 scores are the Comets, 19-0. And Chris, we talked about there have been 5 teams that they shut out in the regular season. That's half the schedule for the Comets that they shut out. They only have 86 points scored against them. Do you think we're seeing another situation like that unfold tonight against the West Clermont Wolves?
Well, the thing they can't do, the thing they cannot do here for the Comets is they cannot relax. You know, the Wolves are in the playoffs for a reason. They earned it. They beat some really quality teams to get here. Sure, their offense really has not done too much today. Their biggest play was their first play where they had that pass, and they got down to about the Mason 30-yard line. But they can't relax because we've seen it before. The Wolves can break off a lot of runs and then get in the end zone quick. So that defense can be really proud of what they've done through the first 3 quarters so far, but they cannot relax and just think, hey, we got a pretty decent lead right now, and we can coast the rest of the way. Because I can tell you one thing, West Clermont's not going to coast.
You said during the first half, all it takes is one big run to gain that momentum. Kick coming from Curran. Another corner. Fair caught at the 35.
That's Gunnar Johnson again. They seem to be just kicking the ball right to him.
Well, it's worked. I mean, West Clermont really hasn't. I mean, they've started at about the 35 each of their drives and really have stayed right about there for each drive.
So Tyler Steinecker comes out one more time here to start this drive for the West Clermont Wolves. You know, it's got to be tough for him right now because these guys want to take a big shot. They want to get a score right away. But the best thing they could probably do is just do what they do best: run the football, run the counters, run the different action plays, and hope to break one.
So Steinker takes the snap, hands it off, and straight into a mob of green. And I believe it'll be no gain on the play, second down.
Just nowhere to run. Reed Naglich and Jake Brager was in there for Mason, along with about 4 or 5 other Comets. Just no place for him to run up the middle there.
What's interesting, Chris, is we haven't seen Steiker running out of the read option hardly at all. And that was one of their key reasons for picking up the short yardage first downs against Milford last week and throughout the season. He only averages about 4 yards a carry. But he is another fourth running back, if you will, and we really haven't seen him on the ground a whole lot tonight. Second down, fakes the pitch, gives it inside to Mayhem. Mayhem stays on his feet. Can't quite get to the first down. But it'll bring a third manageable for the Wolves.
Yeah, you're right about Steiner. He's not run the ball tonight, but he has. It does bring that extra extra piece to the puzzle, if you will, to give them another thing to worry about. That was a good run by the Wolves there. They get third and manageable, and I think you're probably in 4-down territory right now, especially if it's going to be like a third or a fourth and short.
Third quarter winding down. The pitch to the outside. Be a first down now. That's Ryan Can carrying the pitch. We'll stop the clock at 10 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
Good play there. The offensive line was able to get a nice push, and then Ryan Can was able to get to the outside and get that first down. A much-needed first down for the Wolves.
So it'll be ball on the 50-yard line. A new set of down for the Clermont Wolves. Receiver down to the side. It'll be a handoff to Chase Gambrill, and he is pushed way back. And that Comets defense is just having none of it. From Gambrill, Mayhem, Can, and Kilgore.
Well, if you look at the Mason defense and their alignment right now, they are not scared at all for the West Clermont passing attack. They have 8 and sometimes 9 people up in that box, looking in that backfield and finding the ball and getting to it. Their ball pursuit has been really, really good tonight. And they have gotten to the ball. They've gang tackled. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've sat here and said there's really not a player we could call out because there's so many other Mason players around the running back. They really have zero respect right now for the passing game of West Clermont. It might take a couple of passes right now to maybe loosen that defense a little bit where they're not so much up on the line of scrimmage and not putting 8 and 9 guys in the box, in order for them to loosen this defense up a little bit and see some success, either running and or passing the ball.
The Comets got Chase Evans, Camden Wood, Zaid Hamden, Casey Miller, Terrell Mizzle, Tyree Mizzle, Jake Bratcher. Jake Bratcher came into the game with 70 tackles on the season. Averages about 7 tackles a game, and he's at just about that now. We've called his name plenty of times tonight out of the linebacker squad for the Comets.
Well, this is a dream defense if you're a linebacker to play. Those big guys take up all the blockers on the inside, and then you can just follow in pursuit to the ball.
Adams takes the snap and is dropped in the backfield for a huge loss.
Oh, they're going to get him for unsportsmanlike. That's Tyrell Mizzle. Great play, but then he throws the player into the ground. They're going to get 15 yards on that play.
Huge play for Mizzle there to drop. I believe that was Gambrill in the backfield.
Yeah, he does a great job coming up. He recognizes the play, grabs him, has him, and then he just throws him down unnecessarily there. Instead of having them 15 to 20 yards back, now they got a first down in Comet territory.
Mason coaching staff unhappy with the call once again. Nevertheless, that gives the Wolves a first down from the 40 in Comets territory. And I wouldn't be surprised if we, in the next few plays, saw a shot to the end zone.
Well, they have to take advantage of this field position now.
Man in motion.
Here's that pass.
Steinker's rolling out. He's going to screen it short of the intended receiver.
It looked like they had the right idea. The Mason's been so aggressive that they were able to have them all come in, throw over them, but just unable to complete that pass. So he turns here, looks, throws back, and he's wide open. There you can see there's not a Mason defender even close to him.
Steinker on those past 2 screen attempts actually is thrown off his front foot a little bit. 2nd and 10 for the Wolves now. Receiver to the bottom. One in the backfield, man in motion now. They're going to pass it again. Steinker under pressure. Nice block, gets there. This time he will be sacked in the backfield. Reed Naglick with the sack.
Yeah, Tyler Steinker just has no time back there to set up and throw the football. He did a great job avoiding the initial pass rusher, but then as he was rolling out, he just had no time at all to set up and throw this football. That was Reed Naglick in there on him first, and then Casey Miller finished him off.
Zaid Hamden was the first to get to him in the backfield and is going to get the assist, bring his sack total to 6.5 on the season.
Zaid Hamden's been in that backfield a lot tonight. We've had to call his number quite a bit.
3rd and 23 for the Wolves. Another passing play, and again in trouble in the backfield. Steinker just has to toss it away. And Steinker just has absolutely zero time to do anything with the football.
I mean, Steinker did a great job there just getting that ball out. And what you don't want to do here is punt, but that's really the only option West Clermont really has. They're just back way too far here.
It's Reed Naglick and guess who? Zaid Hamden on the play for the Comets. So it's 4th and 23.
Niehaus back to receive the kick.
And they're going to fake it. I really got to question that play call there on a fake run.
I'm wondering if that was a designed run or if he just knew his punt was going to get blocked and he just took off.
Yeah,
because it looked like Terrell Mizzle was right in on that punt.
The formation was pretty closed up there, and we've got a West Clermont player down on the Mason sideline.
I don't think Gunnar Johnson had a choice there. It looked like those players were in on him very fast, and I don't think he was going to be able to get that punt off. And so he just decided to take the ball and run with it.
It's interesting how tight their punt formation is. He does not seem to take the steps back that most punters would. He gets he's a lot closer into the center or the long snapper.
And I think the problem really lies in how many steps he takes before he punts. He seems to take an inordinate amount of steps before he punts that ball. And where he should probably only be taking 2 or 3, he's taking 6 or 7.
Multiple punt attempts that he's made. He's almost punted the ball from the original line of scrimmage.
And it's interesting to see. I think Mason has got it figured out. They're not actually running to the punter. They're running to the spot. I think they know what spot he's going to be in when he kicks it. So they're going to run to that spot and then try to either make a play on the block or make a tackle. So.
And that's Gunnar Johnson, who sort of gets off the field under his own power. Looks like he's limping pretty good. I'll try and get you an update on that as the fourth quarter rolls on.
So the Comets right now, what they want to do, they want to squeeze. They want to run the ball and squeeze this defense.
This time it's going to be a pass, and in trouble is Adams. He is sacked in the backfield.
That's actually a really good decision by Adams. Both of his receivers were covered. There's no need to throw that ball. There's no need to put that ball in peril. Just tuck it, get to the second down, and run another play.
The junior Joe Wall and the senior David Jones credited for the sack on Adams.
Second down, 15.
Interesting that they went with the pass there.
Yeah, look, they got another 3 receivers set as they come out.
So 2nd and 15 now. Sora to the left of Adams. Adams is going to keep it and look to the screen to Sora. Flag comes in. Sora will head up the sideline near the first down marker. Didn't quite get there, and we have a flag.
Yeah, flag looks like it's going to be against Mason. That's usually where holding is.
And another flag now after the play comes out. So now we might have offsetting penalties or some real big trouble.
It's either going to be holding or a legal man downfield, but I'm not sure what the penalty, the second penalty that came out. Looks like it could be a personal foul on West Clermont.
And some interesting stuff here. You might know, I know you have some relation to these coaches, but one of the Mason coaches down around the 40-yard line, as you see on your screen there, he's not shouting to a ref. He is in a shouting match with one of the other coaches on the West Clermont sideline. Got a holding on Mason and then a personal foul on West Clermont. I believe those will be offset.
Yeah, these coaches know each other very well. The coaching staff from West Clermont knows the coaching staff from Mason. This is going to be the heat of the battle kind of thing right now. They're going to jab back and forth. From what the coaching staff from West Clermont said on Friday night after they had that big win over Milford, the first people to call them to congratulate them was the Mason coaches. They were like, hey, great job, incredible first year as a football program, and you get into the playoffs. Great job. They said Saturday they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have to play each other now. But they're friends outside, so I wouldn't put too much into it. It's just the heat of the battle, and obviously the score is probably doing some things, and they are a tight group.
So it'll be a 2nd and 15 from the 44-yard line for the Comets now. Sora to the right of Adams, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Adams is going to keep it himself under pressure. Adams is sacked in the backfield once again.
I'm not sure what Mason is doing here. You've had so much success with Sora, and what you really need to do now is you need to bleed clock. You want to give the Wolves as least amount of time as you can, and I'm not sure. I understand you've got a long way to go for a first down. But I think you probably have just as much chance of getting that first down given the handing the ball off to Sora.
Yeah, we have Sora averages 7 yards per carry, and they have not given him the ball once on this set other than the screen pass. And again, 3 to the bottom, 1 up top. Sora to the right of Adams in the shotgun formation. Adams keeps it again and under pressure and sacked once again. And definitely some puzzling play calling there, but nevertheless, it brings up a long 4th and 21.
Yeah, and this is the first time you saw that Mason offense just go backwards. They started with relatively good field position, and they have just gone backwards. West Clermont should get the ball in decent field position if they're able to field this ball and get any kind of return.
It's a 4th and 25 officially as the clock ticks under 8 minutes. Both teams with all of their timeouts remaining. Snap is off, punt, end over end with a great hops all the way over the return man, all the way within the 10-yard line. And what a punt there, all the way marked down inside the 5-yard line. I think it's going to be spotted at the 4-yard line. An amazing bounce for the Comets.
We talk about that kind of that sideways kicking style now, where you get that ball just moving end over end. That is the result of doing a punt like that. Instead of kicking that ball way up in the air, where you've got that beautiful arc, and it gives your return team a time to get down there and make a tackle. This way, that ball just keeps on rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, and I would probably say 7 out of 10 times it doesn't get returned because nobody's going to pick it up.
Well, they had 2 return men back there, and it rolled for about 10 yards and then just hopped sky high over the return men. So a 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. And stuffed at the line.
Nowhere to go for Chase Gamble.
Chase Gambrell was given the ball there and could go nowhere with it. I believe he went backwards.
Hamden in there once again on the play with a host of other Mason comments. You hate to say that this is a do or die series for the Wolves, but they really do need to get something going, make some yards, get some first downs.
And it was a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 from their own 2-yard line. Come out in the 6-back I form and break out.
receiver to the bottom, man in motion.
Right up the middle.
To Mayhem. That's Jacob Kilgore on the run there, and I believe he picked up the first down.
Yeah, that's that quick hitter right up the middle. You get your eyes in the backfield there where you're looking at the wings and some of the other players. Kilgore comes right up the middle and gashes you for 10 yards.
That's what you typically see, the type of run from the Wolves is a 8 to 10 yard run there. And a first down now, ball on the 15. 6:30 left to play. Double handoff now. Austin Mayhem with the ball, only about 3 yards.
So we're getting to the point of the game where, quite honestly, the Wolves can't sacrifice the time huddling up and calling a play. They're going to have to start getting on the ball and just going. You're down 19 points. You need to get on the ball and roll.
6 minutes left to play. They do have all 3 timeouts, but you're right, Chris. I mean, it is, at this point, for them being down 3 scores, you need to be in the 2-minute drill. One receiver down to the bottom. They give it to Gambrell again. Gambrell is going to get up for the first down.
Gambrell puts his head down and runs over Terrell Mazzell. Terrell hangs on and gets the tackle, but that's the kind of run they need right now. Chase Gambrell, the nice, strong run, gets the first down and moves the chains.
It's back-to-back first down runs now for the Wolves, but they do huddle up again. Ball is on the 29-yard line now. 5:30 left to play. Steinker takes the snap, gives it to the man in motion, and Gambrell again. This time he's met at the line. They'll get a gain of 2. Officially, only a gain of 1. Ball will be on the 31-yard line.
The Wolves are just wasting so much time huddling up. It's almost 30 seconds to get in and out of the huddle and then get the play off.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, they've spent already 2 minutes going on 3 on this drive, and then they did start deep in their own 5, but they're only to about their 30-yard line. Hand off to Austin Mayhem, who only gets a few yards.
Yeah, and Mason's super happy. Take your time. Stay in that huddle as long as you want. Get the play you want. They're really happy with being able to just let them run that clock.
And I tell you, Chris, Austin Mayhem has just been shut down tonight. I mean, only maybe once or twice has he gotten more than a 5 or 6 yard run. Usually he's been met right at the line.
Yeah, you credit Chase Evans, Camden Woods, Zade Hamden, and Casey Miller. Those 4, as they call them, the 4 big uglies. I'll tell you something. They have done a great job to let those linebackers behind them be able to pursue the ball and make some tackles. They've done a great job controlling that line of scrimmage.
Fake pitch and a run up the middle, met at the line once again. And now under 4 minutes to play, still 3 timeouts for each team. And now you're faced with a 4th down. 4th and 5 officially, ball on the 34-yard line for the Wolves.
Yeah, the Wolves are obviously going to go. They're going to try to convert this, get the 6 yards to get the first down. But you know, this is the ball game here, pretty much. You know, Mason can sit on the ball and just try to run the clock out here. But let's see what they come out with here. See if they try to pass or try a trick play to get this first down.
Big 4th down here. This could be the game. Man in motion. They're going to pitch it out. And they will not get the first down. They will be stopped well short. And the Comets will take over on downs in Wolves territory. And it's looking pretty nice here in Comet country.
Yeah, Gambrell just ran out of room there, and it's been like that the entire evening with the Mason Comet defense. They've been stringing out those plays towards the sidelines, not allowing those running backs to be able to cut up and get some substantial yardage. And you see tackling them as they're going out of bounds. That was Casey Miller, again, one of the linemen, just doing a great job of stringing that ball out, not letting him get first down yardage. And you know, now Mason's back on offense and probably just going to try to run the ball off here.
And a timeout is going to be called. for West Clermont.
Yeah, it looked like they had troubles with getting the right folks on the field. That timeout actually kind of hurts quite a bit because now they just kind of wasted a timeout. They were going to hope to hold them to 3 plays and to get the ball back.
And if you're looking for any other shutout action, you can catch the number 2 seed Coleraine rolling over the number 7 seed Moeller. It is 35-0. They're still in the third quarter.
Wow.
But Coleraine looks to have that in the bag. So it looks like Mason will be traveling down to Coleraine next week on the 10th of November, 7:30 start time. Will be the 3 seed Mason against the number 2 seed Coleraine. First and 10, and they give it to Sora. Sora gains about 4. If you're looking for a great game, though, Milford and Sycamore. The Sycamore Aviators are up 28-21. That's the number 4 seed Aves against the number 6 seed. Or the number 4 seed Aves against the number 5 seed Eagles. The Aves only up by a score. 2nd and 6 now for the Comets. They'll give it. And a breakthrough there. The dagger.
What a great run play right up the middle. Max Beckman. Oh, check that.
It's going to be Logan Dalton.
Logan Dalton, sorry, backup running back, gets in the game, takes it right up the middle right here. Great play, finds the hole, and then finds pay dirt. Like you said, dagger, icing on the cake here.
So Logan Dalton will pick up a touchdown on a big run, and that's like the biggest run we've seen of the game, really, from the backup there. And the kick is almost blocked, but up through the uprights from Brooks Curran. And the Comets are looking at their 6th shutout this season and their 2nd and back-to-back playoff win. And the Black Hole is going to ride the roller coaster here towards the end of the game. I think they might just be doing the wave.
It was funny. I was about to just criticize the Mason offense for snapping the ball with 15 seconds left on the actual play clock, and then they hand the ball off and get a touchdown off it. So I guess I can't complain too much with 2:25 left in the game. Mason firmly in control. I was going to say that you may have been calling the game a little early there about tickets for next week's game, but that will pretty much do it. The Comets coming out, just a great defensive performance. That defense played wonderful tonight. I would say almost mistake-free football.
Yeah, I mean, the Comets played a really, really clean game tonight. A very, very impressive defense.
Austin Price and Lorenzo Jones are deep, and Brooks Curran will do it.
Deep kick from Curran here, fielded at the 4-yard line. And a return about the 38, pushing forward to the 37, 38-yard line.
Awesome price on that return. So the one thing that you really want going away from this game is the Wolves have nothing to hang their head about. A first-year team makes the Division I Ohio High School football playoffs as a 6th seed. You can ask a lot of teams, especially in this area, how hard is it to make the playoffs? Ask Milford how hard it is to make the playoffs. They hadn't been there for 31 years. Very difficult to make the playoffs, and here this team does it in its first year.
Well, I mean, in the region that they play in, too. I mean, you have such a history of such excellent high school football down here. And you cannot hang your head if you're a West Clermont senior, if you're a West Clermont junior. We've got a flag on the play here.
Yeah, delay of game.
Yeah, West Clermont 6-1 in the conference.
Oh, they didn't start the flag, or they're picking up the flag. They didn't start the actual game clock, so they're going to waive that penalty off.
And you have to look at their losses this year were to Winton Woods, an extremely good team, LaSalle, another decent team, and conference opponent Anderson. That was a pretty close game that they hung with Anderson all the way thick and through. And then in your first year, you share a conference title. You can't hang your head if you're one of the Wolves over there.
If you think about it, you've got new coaches, you've got a new stadium, you've got a new school. You're dealing with all kinds of different distractions with everything going to a new school. You're no longer Glen Essy, you're no longer Mill, now you're Westchester. Nothing to hang your head about here. This is a great start. I'm sure if you would talk to these coaches before the season started, if they would say, hey, you're going to have a playoff game in your first year, I'm sure they would say, I'd take it.
And a huge run there. Finally, Austin Mayhem breaks through for about a 20-yard run into Comet territory. Another quick score update for you. The number 1 seed, St. X, pummeling the number 8 seed, Fairfield. Score is 30-6 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And it would appear that all these other games, not as much running as we saw here, as our game is almost finished and everyone else still in the third quarter. Another fake pitch. It's Mayhem again. Mayhem breaks through again. There goes Mayhem. Mayhem finally getting his speed working for about a 15-yard run.
J.P. Caulfield made the shot for the Comets. Austin Mayhem picked up another first.
And that's another thing that you cannot be upset about if you're West Clermont. You have 2 different running backs in the top 10 rushing yards in your conference.
Well, the nice thing you see here is that the kids have bought into the program. They bought into the offense. They bought into the defense. Had a lot of really good success this first year. And, it just bodes well for the years to come for West Clermont.
Shared that ECC title with Anderson and Milford. And we saw they battled back last week in that torrential downpour. They were down 2 scores, came back, had a blocked punt that was huge, and even had a blocked punt themselves. And they made a goal line stand to hold on to their one possession or their 1 score lead late at Milford against legendary coach Tom Grippa. Credit where credit is due for the West Clermont Wolves. Handoff straight up the middle.
And that's probably going to do it for tonight.
So get on your feet, Comet Country. The green and white have won their 2nd playoff game in a row, and they will, final score pending, take on the 2 seed Coleraine next weekend. Your final score, 26-0 for the Comets' 6th shutout victory this season. And they're going to party in the black hole tonight and all around Comet Country.
Yeah, you have to be so impressed with that Comet defense. They really came out, set the tone, was able to enforce their will on the offense of West Clermont. And West Clermont really never got anything done. Never really threatened to get into the end zone. So kudos to the Mason defense. Great dominant performance. The offense was there. Sora and Adams combined to have a great game. And school, put a lot of points up onto the board, and really they only needed 1 score with that defense the way they were playing tonight.
26-0 is your final score. Dean Lowry
and the rest of the crew down at the ICRC truck. Thank you guys for being out there in the cold tonight and bringing us a great production. For ICRC and Chris Zimmerman, I am Josh Semstrott. You've been watching playoff football on ICRC.